This is our 7th day on the road. Last night we stayed in Cheyenne, Wyoming, and there was a little mistake made prior coming across the northern part of Colorado. We decided we would probably wind up somewhere around Cheyenne when it was time to bed down, so Debbie went online and booked us a room. Well, when we get here we find out the room that she booked, she got the right days this time, but she booked it in a town 5 hours from where we were, and it had been midnight before we got there, so she had to go back online and find us a place here. But it worked out because it was a pretty nice hotel. We really enjoyed it. But we're not going to spend a whole lot of time here in Cheyenne, but there are some things that we're going to see while we're here, just a few short things, and I'll share them with you in just a second. The Cheyenne Frontier Days on our way to Yellowstone, I had to stop to get some video of some pretty famous bronze statues. This particular statue here is of Chris Ledoux. You may have heard of him. He was a country music singer. You see, two of his loves was riding bareback horses and playing music. In fact, Garth Brooks even mentioned him in one of his songs. Chris died from cancer. That determined look on his face, though, that's pretty awesome. This is a statue at the Cheyenne Frontier Days Arena. Champion Lane Frost, 1963 to 1989. He died in 1989 from injuries sustained from being hit by a bull. This is another bronze statue, that Cheyenne, Wyoming night sky in the background. This is the Cheyenne Frontier Days Museum. Unfortunately, I am not going to get to visit it because we are on our way through Cheyenne, just stopping overnight. You know, around Brevard, North Carolina, they have bears, and there's some other towns that have various animals around. In this area, you see a lot of boots and big boots. Well, here we go. Today is the opening day of Cheyenne, Wyoming Frontier Days. And this is a really big deal here in Cheyenne, along with rodeos and all kinds of activities.
Good to see you. Good morning. Good morning to you. How are you?
And here comes the big thing. They are actually driving the horses. The horses are wanting to go somewhere else. Wow, this is cool. We're on a roll now. They got the hang of it.
Gallop in the back from the 70s and it comes to black. How you doing? Good, thank you. Morning. You did. Morning.
We are traveling on Interstate 80 in Wyoming, and there is a lot of land out there and a lot of windmills, and not all of them are going because it takes wind, and some places they're not wind, I guess. There is a oil pump right there. That one oil pump probably produces as much energy as all of those windmills put together. I love when we're traveling to just see how the landscape changes from state to state, and sometimes even within the state. And we are just barely into Wyoming, and you see these open pastures with these rocks just popping up. It almost looks like they were landscaped right in that spot. It's kind of cool. This monument commemorates the Lincoln Highway, America's first transcontinental automobile road. Henry Bourne Jory, the first president of the Lincoln Highway Association in 1913, also the president of the Packard Motor Car Company, is sometimes called the father of modern highway system. He said that his effort to create the Lincoln Highway was the greatest thing I ever did. The highest point on the original highway's 3,500 mile route from New York to San Francisco. Interstate 80 is now part of the Lincoln Highway. The original highway is on the top of that hill, or was. But if you're riding along and you see this gigantic, huge Abraham Lincoln, you have to kind of wonder, you know, why is he here? Well, he's overseeing his highway. That is Elk Mountain. It still has snow on it. And I was talking about the change in the landscape. This is all green, but all of a sudden look before us, and it's all kind of brown and dead looking with a few trees. Amazing. As far as somebody can see, there's nothing. No houses, no light poles. This is the site of the Big Sandy Station, a gift of Andrew Arnott to the state of Wyoming, to the brave men who rode the Pony Express, 1860 to 61. Here's a monument. There's another monument dedicated the Big Sandy Station, and another monument. And here's a Pony Express rider. How about that? As the first federally funded road built west of Mississippi, the Lander Road played an important role in immigrant travel. Beginning in 1859, immigrants used this 256 miles alternate route. This saved them up to 7 days of travel, bypassed ferry charges and other tolls, and avoided many dangerous places, such as the Southern Green River crossing and desolate sections of desert. And the Oregon Trail, or Lander Road, cutoff continues on the other side of the highway, and there's a monument to all pioneers who passed this way to win and hold the West. route of the Lander Cutoff, first government financed road in Wyoming, officially called Fort Kearney, South Pass, and Honey Lake Road, built in 1858 from Rocky Ridge to Fort Hall to provide a shorter route for immigrants. Debbie and I have been on the road probably for about 7 hours now, and we have traveled and seen all kinds of landscape, all different types of mountains. Over in the far horizon, you see those mountains. They're pretty rocky. That is the Rocky Mountains, and you might can make it out on the camera that they're snow-capped. And I think they got snow up here probably back in June, and this is towards the end of July. We're passing through Pinedale, Wyoming, and here is a monument called the Working Line. The Mountain Man. It has been a long day. We have crossed the whole state of Wyoming. We have been on the road, as of now, approximately 9 hours. And we have just come out of Wyoming. And we are fixing to cross over the state line and enter Idaho. My first time in Idaho, as well as I've never been to Wyoming either. But we are on our way to Yellowstone National Park. We've got a room secured for the next 3 nights, and hopefully we'll get there before it's too dark.